The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast show number 679. Today's episode is sponsored by fantasy and steampunk author, poet, and songwriter Rie Sheridan Rose. You can find her work on Amazon and throughout the net. Welcome to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, helping you celebrate Celtic culture through music. I am Mark Gunn. This podcast is for fans of Celtic music, and maybe for those who have a hankering to travel to the Celtic nations like I do. And I'm doing. In fact, I leave today for my Celtic invasion of Scotland. The whiskey of Scotland is what I'm doing, actually. It's going to be a big trip. I look forward to telling you about it. Make sure you follow my blog on Patreon, patreon.com/Celtic Podcast for details. The podcast is here to build a diverse Celtic community and help the incredible artists who so generously share their music with you. If you hear music you love, please email the artists. Let them know you heard them on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. Musicians depend on your generosity to keep making music, so please find a way to support them. Buy a CD, album pen, shirt, digital download, or join their community on Patreon. You can find a link to all of the artists in the show notes along with showtimes when you visit our website at CelticMusicPodcast.com. And today's show is sponsored by Rie Sheridan Rose. Rie writes many things, but one of her favorite things to do is create a new song and send it out in the world. Thanks to the brilliance of her musicians, they always sound lovely, even though she can't write a note of music. Rie was one of our generous supporters of our Kickstarter earlier this year. She's a fantastic writer and songwriter. In fact, I've set many of her poems to music. Half of my Firefly album, As Long As I'm Flying, was written by Rie. Most of my album, Don't Go Drinking with Hobbits, was written by her as well. She also wrote all of the lyrics for my album, Pirates vs. Dragons. She also wrote the song Soul of a Harper, which I'll share today as well. Please follow the link in the show notes to learn more about Rie Sheridan Rose. She's at riewriter.com. That's riewriter.com. I am all packed and ready to fly to Scotland later this evening. I have 1 week in Scotland, followed by a week visiting my mom in Italy. So again, I will try to post a blog on Patreon, at least one during the week, to let you know how things are going. If you're finding any new favorite places to hike in Scotland, you can follow our Patreon page for free and get those blogs. So head on over there. If you're a Celtic musician or in a Celtic band, then please submit your band to be played in the podcast. You can send an email to follow at bestcelticmusic.net and you'll get details. And you'll also get a free ebook called Celtic Musician's Guide to Digital Music in case you want to share your music in a digital age. We kicked off the show with the BorderCollies. That was Country Cable and Jim Ward's from their new album, To the Hills and Back Again. Next up is Sound of Sleet by Fig for a Kiss from Wherever You Go.
and over the horizon you can hear the shanty wailing to the heaving of the men. You can feel the seas up to your knees, and you know the sea is rising. You know the clipper's day has come again. To the man on high the boatswain's cry commands a killing strain, till every mother's son begins to pray. With a hearty shout she comes about and heads into the rain, and the ship has never seen a badder day. Sailing ships and sailing men will sail the open waters, where the only thing that matters is the wind inside the main. So all you loving mothers, keep your eyes upon your daughters, for the sails are in their tatters, and the mast will rise again. We'd rather fight the weather than the fishes down below. God help us if the rigging ever fails. The timber creaks, the captain speaks, above the vessel's groans, till every soul on board can hear the call. It's nothing but the singing of the ship inside her bones, and this is when she likes it best of all. Sailing ships and sailing men will sail the open waters, where the only thing that matters is the wind inside the main. So all you loving mothers, keep your eyes upon your daughters, for the sails are in their tatters, and the mast will rise again. Where the forewinds blow, the clipper's noses plough in fields of green. Fortune takes the crew, we wish them well. Where men can be when lost at sea is somewheres in between the regions of heaven and the hell. They're sailing eastern harbors and the California shore. If you set your mind to see them, then you can. As you count each mast go sailing past, you're prouder than before. You know the clipper's day has come again. Sailing ships and sailing men will sail the open waters, where the only thing that matters is the wind inside the main. So all you loving mothers, keep your eyes upon your daughters, for the sails are in their tatters, and the mast will rise again. Sailing ships and sailing men will sail the open waters, where the only thing that matters
twisting from yonder oak tree, for daring to think that a man could live free. Though I may die, as a harper I'll be, for the strings of my harp will never be stilled, while the green of the shamrock still grows on the hill. For the music of Ireland is her strength and her will, and the soul of a harper a mortal can kill. For the red-headed queen on a golden throne, fierce harper freedom she never has known. A bright Gaelic passion comes through in the tone, so she orders it silenced and broods all alone. Oh, the strings of my harp will never be stilled, while the green of the shamrock still grows on the hill. For the music of Ireland is her strength and her will, and the soul of a harper a mortal can kill. For a man of the road, death holds no sting. 'Tis another adventure, a wondrous thing. I know that my music will evermore ring in the hills and the rivers of each Irish spring. Oh, the strings of my harp will never be stilled, while the green of the shamrock still grows on the hill. For the music of Ireland is her strength and her will, and the soul of a harper no mortal can kill. Yes, the soul of a harper no mortal can kill. After Fig for a Kiss came the Drowsy Lads with Day of the Clipper from Wide Awake, then O'Donnell's Lament by Blackthorn from Here's to You, and we finish up the song with Soul of a Harper by Brobdingnagian Bards from our album Brobdingnagian Fairy Tales, and of course that is lyrics by Rie Sheridan Rose, our sponsor for this show. I want your feedback. What are you doing today while listening to the podcast? Please email me. I'd love to see a picture of what you're doing while listening or of a band that you saw recently. Send an email to follow@bestcelticmusic.net for details. Russell Howell emailed a photo tractoring on our small hold while listening. Really love the show. It is my companion anytime I am on the tractor or making mead. Maura Gooden emailed, "Good afternoon. I didn't expect to be writing to the podcast today, but I had yesterday's episode playing while I was working from home today and was pleasantly surprised by the second track you selected by Keltricity. The set they were playing is all tunes that my dad, John Gooden, composed. He passed away 2.5 years ago. He was a mandolinist and guitarist who composed a pretty wide range of music, from dance tunes to classical pieces. The Classical Mandolin Society of America has preserved his website and blog, where he collected all his recordings and sheet music, much of it freely available under a Creative Commons license and maintained by CMSA. I see that Keltricity is from Louisville, which makes sense, as my dad was one of the founding members of the Louisville Mandolin Orchestra before my family relocated to northeastern Iowa. He kept in touch with a lot of local musicians, and the Louisville Mandolin Orchestra actually played so many of his pieces that they ended up recording a CD of them called, of course, It's All Goodin'. The tunes Celtricity played in that set are all ones that were in the repertoire for my dad's Contra dance band, Contratopia, and that recording featured some of his published harmony parts as well. Contratopia still plays regularly for dances here in Minneapolis, where I live, at the same folk dance hall where my band plays, so we're keeping up the music since he's gone. I'm not sure if you've ever played Contratopia on the show. Sorry, I definitely haven't listened to the full back catalog of podcasts, though I've been an occasional listener for many years. But I know you've played a track or two by another band that their pianist is in, Brass Lassies, so if you haven't checked their recording out, you might like that. The albums all have a mix of original tunes by band members and traditional tunes in Celtic and old styles. They used to tour the DC area Contra dance scene and play for the Sunday afternoon all waltz dances there, so there's probably more than your average number of waltzes on their albums. Sorry for such a long email. Last bit of fun trivia as a thank you. The Maggie in the tune name from that set is our old family dog, a border collie we had when I was little. My dad wrote so many tunes that he named them after anything he could think of. So there's several named after our various pets. This one has another one named after Maggie. I hope you have a good weekend. Thanks again for the great surprise. You are so very welcome, Morna, and thank you so much for that email. And there's a video that you can watch of that last tune named Maggie. But you're so welcome. It's funny, this small world of Celtic music and how the tunes and music gets found. I've been trying to post some of the tunes that I write over on Patreon for subscribers. And I really appreciate everyone who keeps supporting me through those. Let's get back to the music. Next up, we have Bonnie Dundee. It is by Jesse Ferguson from his brand new album, 10.
To the Lords of Convention, 'twas Clavers who spoke. Ere the King's crown shall fall, there are crowns to be broke. So then each cavalier who loves honour and me, let him follow the bonnets of Bonnie Dundee. Come fill up my cup, come fill up my can, come saddle your horses and call out your men. Come out to the Westport and let us go free, and it's up with the bonnets of Bonnie Dundee. Dundee he's mounted, he rides up the street. The bells are rung backwards, the drums they are beat. But the provost douceman said just let him be. The good town is well quit of that devil Dundee. Come fill up my cup, come fill up my can, come saddle your horses and call out your men. Come out to the Westport and let us go free, and it's up with the bonnets of Bonnie Dundee. There are hills beyond Pentland and miles beyond Forth, be there lords in the lowlands, they've chiefs in the north. There are wild Dooney wassels, 3,000 times 3 will cry hoy for the bonnets of Bonnie Dundee. Come fill up my cup, come fill up my can, come saddle your horses and call out your men. Come out to the Westport and let us go free, and it's up with the bonnets of Bonnie Dundee. To the caves and the rocks, there I'll own the usurper, I'll crouch with the fox. So then tremble, false wigs, in the midst of your glee. Ye have not seen the last of my bonnet and me. Come fill up my cup, Come fill up my can, come saddle your horses and call out your men. Come out to the Westport and let us go free, and it's up with the bonnets of bonny Dundee. Come fill up my cup, come fill up my can, come saddle your horses and call out your men. Come out to the Westport and let us go free. And it's up with the bonnets of bonny Dundee.
Was a troop of Irish dragoons come marching down from Fifeo, and the captain fell in love with the very bonny lass, and the maid she was called Pretty Piggy. Oh, there's many a bonny lass in the town of Ackerglass. There's many a bonny lassie in the Cheerio. There's many a bonny Jean on the streets of Aberdeen, but the flower of them all lives in Fifeo. Come down the stairs, pretty Peggy, my dear. Come down the stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Oh, come down the stairs, come back your yellow hair. Bid a long farewell to your mommy, oh. I never did intend a soldier's lady for to be. I never will marry a soldier, oh. I never did intend to go to a foreign land, and I never will marry a soldier, oh. Well, the corporal he cried, "Mount! Mount, boys, mount!" The captain, he cried, "Tarry-o! Tarry for a while, for another day or twa, till I see if this bonny lass will marry-o." Well, longer we came to the town of Agerglass, our captain, we had to hurry-o. Longer we came to the streets of Aberdeen, our captain, we had to bury-o. Well, green grow the birds on bonny Ethan's side, and low lie the lowlands of Fifeo. The captain's maid was dead, and he died for a maid. He died for the chambermaid of Fifeo. There's many a bonny lass in the town of Agerglass. There's many a bonny lassie in the cheerio. There's many a bonny Jean on the streets of Aberdeen, but the flower of them all is in Fifeo. In the town of Agerglass, there's many a bonny lassie in the cheerio. There's many a bonny Jean on the streets of Aberdeen, but the flower of them all is in Fifeo.
Find our love by the barley or alive here. Were you wrong when I would not? You may learn of faith, my love, and I may learn to pray, ere I should cross this savage sea, or in stony ground to stay.
After Jesse Ferguson came Dancing with Hobbits. That was Brandywine River Reel from our album Dancing with Hobbits. Yes, I know I put a couple tracks of mine in this episode by two different bands, no less. But I do have a brand new album called Dancing with Hobbits. It's all instrumental Hobbit dance music, very Celtic inspired, of course, because that's what I do. And but I'm really excited about it. So go find it. You can find it on streaming platforms, and it's also on my store at maidrecords.com. After Dancing with Hobbits came Wylde Nept with the Maid of Fifeo from All's Fair, and we finished up the set with Fidra with Far From You from their album The Running Wave. Thank you so much, patrons of the podcast. You are amazing, and it is because of your generosity that you get to hear so much great Celtic music every week. Your kindness pays for our engineer, graphic designer, Celtic Music Magazine editor, promotion of the podcast. It allows me to buy the music I play here. It also pays for my time creating the show each and every week. As a patron, you get ad-free episodes before regular listeners. You get to vote in the Celtic Top 20. You get standalone stories. You can get a private feed to listen to the show, and you can listen through the Patreon app. All that for as little as $1 per episode. And I've been scheduling episode releases for Wednesday evening, so you can actually listen with other patrons for the time being. We'll see how long that, see what people are still interested in it. I'm going to keep it running, but stay tuned for that. There is also a new highlight reel now available to all patrons of the podcast. The highlight reel is the sort of a mini best of episode from about 6 or 7 episodes. These you get to vote on to help us create the full-on winners of the Celtic Top 20. So it's a great show. Go check it out. And it's just music only, so. A special thanks to our Celtic legends, Bruce, Brian McReynolds, Marty Myers, Alan Schindler, Karen D.M. Harris, Emma Bartholomew, Dan McDade, Miranda Nelson, Nancy Barnett, Kevin Long, Gary R. Hook, Linda McNeil, Kelly Garrod, Annie Lurkowski, and Sean Cowley. Here is your 3-step plan to support the podcast. Number 1, go to our Patreon page. Number 2, decide how much you want to pledge every week. $1, $5, $25. Make sure to cap how much you want to spend per month. And number 3, keep listening to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast to celebrate Celtic culture through music. You can become a generous patron of the podcast on Patreon at songhenge.com. And you can also join me on a Celtic Invasion vacation. I'm opening up the Celtic Invasion of Galicia very soon. Might even be live by the time this goes live. We'll see. Not saying, just saying. All right, next up we have Goitse. This is Trip to Mauna Kea from Rosc.
whiskey and beer. I'll go to some hollow and I'll set up me still, and I'll make you a gallon for a 10-shilling bill. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I'll go to some hollow in this country, 10 gallons of wash and I'll go on a spree. No lover to follow, and the world is all mine. I love none so well as I love the moonshine. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Oh moonshine, oh how I love thee. You killed me poor father, and now you tried me. Oh bless all moonshiners, and bless all moonshine, for the breath smells as sweet as the dew on the vine. Gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die.
outer wall. We stand there blinking in the blaze of the day, then fill ourselves with alcohol. But then the wind blows up and sends the cloud our way. Show me how the summer nights can fall, a meteor at a time. Save me if the morning sun should rise, all red between the pines. Stretching behind us, there's a narrow lane of blue, but it's widening day by day. You had a coin that was big enough to buy the world, but then you vanished it away. But then the wind blows up and sends the cloud our way. Show me how the summer nights can fall, a meteor at a time. Save me if the morning sun should rise, all red between the pines. A meteor at a time. A meteor at a time. All night the scent of jasmine in the yard, all those lanterns, all that wine. I'd come and join you, listen to you giving out. Seems our lives are intertwined. But then the wind blows up and sends the cloud our way. Show me how the summer nights can fall, a meteor at a time. Save me
After Goitse came Tarren with Old Tom of Oxford from Revel, then The Moonshiner by Clanna Morna from the lowlands to the high seas. Vitamin T by Delu was after that from Close To, and we finished up the set with the Walker Rotors with A Meteor at a Time from the Walker Rotors. Woo! I hope you enjoyed this fun, long episode. If you did, make sure you vote for your favorite tracks in the episode. This is called the Celtic Top 20. It's our way of finding the best songs and artists each year. It's also the way that we create a playlist on Spotify where you can hear some of the best songs and artists each year. You can vote for as many songs and tunes that inspire you in each episode. Your vote helps me create next year's Best Celtic Music of 2024 episode. You have just 3 weeks to vote, so get those votes in. We're going to finish up the set with the Irish Lassies. This is Hammer Up, Whiskey Down from a single they release. I'm off to Scotland, but the music's going to keep coming. Talk to you soon. Sláinte.
Whiskey down, drive that spike straight to the ground. Another tie, another rail, keep on working over hill and dale. Tom Durant, he claimed my soul for a steam-run beast and a bucket of coal. You can't go, don't be deceived. Get on this rail line, you don't leave. They say these railroads run with gold. I've never seen, so I never know. Take the hammer, leave the gun, and work till the Salt Lake Shore. Hammer up, whiskey down, drive that spike straight to the ground. Another tie, another rail, keep on working over hill and dale. Took my pay, did my time, served my sentence on the Continental line. Left my wife and left my son. Life seems over and it just begun. They say these railroads run with gold. I've never seen, so I'll never know. Take the hammer, leave the gun, and work till the Salt Lake Shore. Hammer up, whiskey down, drive that spike straight to the ground. Another tie, another rail, keep on working over hill and dale. War-tied south and north, a train heartbeats on a boiler's warmth. Railroad binds east to west with the blood-stained dollars, New York invest. They say these railroads run with gold. I've never seen, so I'll never know. Take the hammer, leave the gun, and work till the Salt Lake Shore. Hammer up, whiskey down, drive that spike straight to the ground. Another tie, another rail, keep on working over hill and dale. John Casement, the Geneva man, walks down the line with gun in hand. $1 a day, some die, some run. Says he can't leave when the work's not done. They say these railroads run with gold. I've never seen, so I'll never know. Take the hammer, leave the gun, and work till the Salt Lake shore. Hammer up, whiskey down, drive that spike straight to the ground. Another tie, another rail, keep on working over hill and dale. Hammer up, whiskey down, drive that spike straight to the ground. Another tie, another rail, keep on working over hill and
The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast is produced by Mark Gunn, the Celtfather, and our patrons on Patreon. The show is edited by Mitchell Peters from Graphics, by Miranda Nelson Designs. Visit our website to follow the show. You'll find a link to all the artists played in this episode. Todd Wylde is the editor of the Celtic Music Magazine. Subscribe to get 34 Celtic MP3s for free. Plus, you'll get 7 weekly news items about what's happening with Celtic music and culture online. Best of all, you will connect with your Celtic heritage. Please tell one friend about this podcast. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to support any creative endeavor. Finally, remember to reduce, reuse, recycle, and think about how you can make a positive impact on climate change. Promote Celtic culture through music at CelticMusicPodcast.com.